Yourself anyway.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm from film and TV industry. I've worked on a lot of stuff over the years. I've also worked in the editorial and do a lot of fashion shows overseas. But I've decided to live in Hervey Bay, and I'm really excited I get to show you guys how to put your makeup on. It's really cool. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to start with basic prep. For today's adventure, we're going to put the foundation on the eyes first and leave the rest of the face. That way, as you're learning, any dropout's not going to be an issue and stain your foundations. Then we'll put the foundation on. If there's anyone interested in a bit of contouring, I'll show you how to do that. I'll give you some basics on some eyebrows. As per regulations in Queensland at the moment, I will not be using pencils on the eyes or lips because we're not allowed to, so I'll be using gel pots, but for you guys at home, you can use your pencils. So if you're wondering why I'm not using pencils, that's why. So first things first, make sure your skin is clean and you've put a little bit of moisturiser on. I know everybody's got different things. Just a really light, easy moisturiser is fine. You've all got beautiful young skin. You don't need hardcore stuff like me. If you have a prep and prime setting spray, even better. If you don't, hairspray works as a setting spray. If you look at the ingredients on the back, the little bottle that costs you $50 is almost exactly the same as a bottle of hairspray that costs you $12. Just make sure you hold it a long way and don't go crazy. Just a really quick spray, but that's one of the best setting sprays you'll ever have. Also, if your leotard's riding up, spray it on your butt, it'll hold it down. And it works. All right, so today I'm just going to do a couple of little basic, this is what I do. You can adjust it to suit you. And I won't work off my hand because I'm not allowed to at the moment. So I'm just going to prep with a primer. Any primer that works for you. There's no good, bad, ugly in between. It just is a matter of finding what works for you. And I always use a brush to put this kind of thing on. I find if I'm in a hurry on myself, I'll throw it on with fingers, but you don't get an even coat with fingers. So, and these are from Crown Brush. I think they're about $12 or $15 each. But I know Deb will give you a link to Crown Brush if you need brushes or anything. They're a really cost-effective company. They're Australian. They're based in Queensland too. Okay, so just do a little bit of prep. So the next thing I'm going to do is the foundation on the eyes only to start. Close. You can also use a sponge. Sponges tend to soak up foundation, so unless you're using a cream foundation, you'll most probably end up with more foundation in the sponge than you will on the face. Sorry, brushes around. I can stay there. Can you just look up for me? Now I know everybody uses different foundations, which is fine. The best way to test a foundation is when you go into a shop, just put it on the side of your chin or your cheek, just here or here. Go outside with a mirror, because it'll look totally different outside. And if it looks like it's fading into your skin, like here at the moment, see how I'll do it on the other side in a sec. See how that just fades into her skin and doesn't look like it's, and I'll do it for you guys over here. So see how it's almost invisible? But you can see on this side, it's covered that little redness there. Just up again for me. Leftover mascara there. Let's get rid of that. Now, the best trick, makeup removes makeup. So if you've got any dropout or a little bit of mascara, just put a little bit of your foundation on a cotton bud and go in. and it will just take it straight off. So now that we've put foundation on the eyes, the next best thing to do is to set it so it's not going to move. Just use any powder you want. I'm just going to use a little white one today because it's what I've got. But if you don't want creases in the eyes, once you've got the foundation on and you find a crease there, go back in with your brush, give it another sweep across and then press the powder down. It's best to press your powder down first. You can go back in and buff it out later, but if you press it in first, okay, just relax and open for a sec. Like you can see there's a little bit there. Press it in first, you know it's going to sit into the foundation you put on, it's going to set it properly. And close. And then go back in and buff it off. So now you've got a really nice base for the eyes. You can go in with concealer if you've got darkness. Like I'm quite dark, I use a little bit of a pink to counteract the dark. You can go in with concealer. Do the same though. Put it on really finely and then press the powder into it and it will set it and it won't move. It also means that if you're sweating on stage, it's not going to run down your face. So if you want, I can do that now if you want to see that, or you just want a basic. We'll go in, most of you are quite young, you won't need the concealer, so we'll just go like this today and go from there. Right, for now, I'm going to go and just adjust eyebrows. So for eyebrows on stage, work with your natural shape, but just extend it out because that will create more of a focus around your eye on stage. Now everybody uses different eyebrows, and actually I was looking at this palette. For some of you, you most probably can use a little bit of that dark brown if you've got darker eyebrows. Some of you have got lighter brows, most probably will be able to use a little bit of this one as well up the top. So you don't need to go and buy, you can mix them together and create the right colour. Or if you've got a pencil, everybody has different things. I know there's gel pencils and everything. I'm just going to go in with a palette today. And you can darken your eyebrows up a little bit for stage because you're trying to make them stand out. It doesn't look great if you've got sharpie on eyebrows in real life, but on stage and your back, it's perfect. This one. So for you today, I'm just going to just remember to work with your natural brows. Don't just draw them on, work with your brow because then it'll look like it's in the skin and not sitting on top. And I'll keep trying to move around a little bit so everyone gets an idea of. So you can see I'm just going to bring it out a little bit. I'm in front of the camera on it. So I'm not bringing out a lot, just a little bit. Just show everyone the difference quickly before I do the other eye. So it's not a lot, but it's just brought out just to extend it a little bit. Just underneath for a sec. Back to the camera. It's my stuff, just all that. And your mirror is your best friend. Always make sure you're balanced. So if you bring one side out, make sure you bring it out the same. Best way to measure your eyebrows, where to start. If you're not sure, grab your brush, run it through the nose, side of the lip, and that's where it should start on both sides. On a normal makeup, you run it that way. It finishes there. We're going to bring it out just a little bit. Don't throw your old mascara wands out from your mascara bottles. Take your mascara wands out, wash them in hot soapy water and use them to fix your eyebrows. Cheapest way to get mascara wands. It's great for fixing things. I'm just going to stand back for 2 seconds, make sure that's even. Cool. Right. Everyone happy? Cool. Let's start on the palette. So I'm just going to show you a basic one today. You can take it down or you can make it heavier with the blacks on here. I'm just going to use the browns today with a little bit of black on the lash line. And then you can make it heavier as you need it. First things first with any palette, my personal preference is to go in with your lightest one that's got a little bit of sheen in it first, because a little bit of sheen makes matte colours easy to blend. So I'm just going to go in with this one here. Just close. Just start at the ball of the eye and work up to the brow. And then come right into the centre, the middle of the, the beginning of the eye. Oh, near your nose. And out. So once you're happy with that, then we're going to go in with, just get myself a different brush. I'm going to go in with this one because basically this is going to start your socket, but it's a light version, so if it goes wrong it's easy to blend out, and it'll also give you the basis for creating depth in the eye. So I just, now the best way to figure out where your socket is, because everyone's eye is different, just look up for me. Where your lash line meets your brow bone is where your socket is. And up again. Okay, so now you've got that in, just start blending it out. And once again, stage makeup, we're going to bring it out a little bit. Just closed. Actually, the best thing I can tell you is a little bit of makeup goes a long way. Start with a little bit because you can always add more. Sometimes if you put too much on, it's really hard to blend it out. Now I'm just going to go underneath a little bit and just look up. And once you're happy with your shape and it's soft, then we're going in with a darker colour. And this we're going to blend out. So this time I'm going to go in with this one down here. Does everyone see that one? I'm just going to start on the outer edge and just put it in lightly to start with. You see I'm just sort of tapping it in, and I'll come over on the other side and show you guys this side. Just turn your head that way for a sec. So I haven't blended anything yet. And then when I'm happy with the shape, then I'll start blending it out. And just follow your brow bone up. So you can see where I've put that lighter one is sitting on top and blending it out so it's not too solid. And once again, if you need more, just go back in. If you want, go in with your lighter colour and blend it out at the top so it's softer. Ooh, bang. Just looking at the camera for a sec so I can see what's going on. Cool. So now you can see we've got a basic, so this would be really good for the younger ones because it's not too much. Except for mascara and a little bit of maybe lash, but lash line, no lashes, but mascara, yeah. Because this isn't too heavy, but it's enough for younger ones. So now we're going to take you through into the older ones with a bit darker. But that's just a basic start. This is really good, easy day makeup as well. If you go and get a job, it's really simple. So now we're going to get a little bit more dramatic. So what I'm going to do is go in with the silver. So there's a silver on here, just in memory of your old blue eyeshadow. I decided it would be fun. But this we're going to do slightly differently because now we've got our basics on, we know exactly where we want this. So just get yourself a brush, just tap off excess. Just closed. Be very careful how you put this on and pat it in first. So start in the middle of the eyeball and just pat it in. And a little bit, I didn't do quite enough, so we'll go in a bit further. So this is just creating definition. But see, I'm starting in the middle of the eye and then I'm blending it out towards the outer edges of the eye. So you've got that highlight on the ball of the eye. We've also got a gold in here which would work really nicely too. So depending on your concert, you could actually mix that up and put the gold for future things. So you can see it's not as bluey silver as the other, it's just a little bit, close your eyes for a sec. So you're just getting a hint. If you want that more intense, you can actually mix it with a little bit of water and press it in and it will be really vibrant. The gold will work nicely too for future, but this is just a nice hint back. The next thing we're going to do is go in with a bit of black. So what I like to do with that is just get a really small brush. Just head straight ahead for a sec. Start on your outer edge of your lash and just bring it across to start with, across your lash line. And then out. We'll do that on both eyes first. So we're just creating a bit of depth at the lash line. Then we're going to blend it into the corners where the darker brown was. So because we've already got a bit of depth there, we're just going to add to it. And then go back and just blend that out so it's not too solid. The best trick I can tell you about makeup, it's all about blending. So the more you can blend, or the more you practice blending, is the smoother your makeup will look. That clock is annoying, isn't it? The best thing I can tell you, if you make a mistake, don't stress, it's makeup, you fix it. Because I just made a little one then. Cotton buds are your best friends. Just open. So you see how you're getting some depth now going on? So just on the top you've got your depth going on. If you really want to make that dramatic, you can just go in with a small brush. Just turn that this way a bit. We come to underneath, go back to your dark brown underneath. Look up for me. We're gonna, a little bit of dark brown on the outer edge first. Now, I haven't got a white eyeliner with me, but they are your best friends for lining the inside of your waterline. Straight ahead for a sec. Cool. It's hard. I'm used to looking in a mirror, working in a mirror. So if I keep stepping back, it's just so I can get some perspective. Okay, so that's your basic for your eyeshadow. It's darker, it'll look good on stage. Then we'll go in and do lash line in black. I would recommend, most of you would most probably be using a pencil. If you use a black pencil, set it with black powder. If you're using a liquid eyeliner, make sure you don't open your eyes until it's dry. We've all done that. So I'm going to use a gel today. Just a little bent brush. Oh, that's good. Too many brushes. Just close for me. Open again and close. open. And close. Just open and close. Once again, with the black eyeliner, you can extend it out to make the eye look a little bit longer. Just open. All right. That's when I'll go through and go back to my lightest colour again and just make sure I've really highlighted the top of the brow here. So I'll just come in and press that up there and up here. The other place you really want to make sure you get it is right in the middle of your eye here, top and lower. Just look up for me. That way, you know you're going to get all the light hitting in the right spots. Just close. That's when you go back and everything you see that you're not happy with the blending, you just go and blend out a bit. Okay, then we go to mascara. I'll borrow your makeup. Any mascara is good. The best one I've ever used in my life, and it sounds silly, and I still have really expensive mascaras, but I still hold on to this Maybelline. It's one of the best in the world. Goes on well. The mascara one is really good for make sure you get waterproof for stage. But it's one of the best ones, and sometimes you get 2 for 1 at price line. It's even better. Okay, look down for me. Ooh, it's a cool one, isn't it? Now the other trick to mascara is if you get a little bit on your eye, don't freak out, let it dry. Take the time to let it dry. And usually you can just flick it off with a cotton bud. Okay, let's look at my finger. And look down. And blink whenever you need to. Just relax and look down. Yeah. Try not to stretch your forehead. Just relax here, because that's what sets your tear ducts off when you stretch. And it's really hard when someone else is doing your mascara. All right, I'll give you that back. So far it's the basic. You can always take it heavier, or you can always take it lighter. Now, I don't know if anyone can see, but we've got a little bit of dropout underneath from the eyeshadow and the silver and the sparkly bits, and we don't really want that because it's going to attract light to where we don't want it. Just go back in with a cotton bud or a cotton pad, either a cleanser or a moisturiser. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of setting prep and prime. Take that off so it's all gone, and then we'll start focusing on some foundation and concealer. Now I've got one little bit of mascara there. I'm leaving it at the moment. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to be patient because it will flick off. Now I'll go back in with a bit more foundation. Yes, mate.
Can you stop and start when
Yeah,
you're
sure.
ready?
Do you want to stop now or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Stop it. Question.